Hey, it's about 10:30 at night on day number 4. Been playing at the Aria all day, playing some 1-3 with Jess just to sit at the same table and hang out. It's been a lot of fun. For this hand at 1-3, we've got some limpers. An opponent to my right in the cutoff makes it $20. I'm going to make the call here on the button with Queen Jack offsuit, and we'll assess what the flop is. On the flop, we see 9 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 8 of diamonds. Better for my range than his. He bets 15. I'm going to call. I've got the overcards and the straight draw. We don't need to bloat this pot yet, but we're going to have a lot of possible raises by the turn. The turn is the 10 of clubs, and now he checks to me. I'm going to bet $35, and he makes the call. I want to protect my hand and also start getting value. The river's the 4 of hearts, so nothing has changed, and he checks again. This is one of those spots where I think you need to be willing to value own yourself. So I go ahead and put out a $60 bet. If he has the clubs, so be it. He's got me. But if not, we want to make sure we can get value from any kind of an 8, any kind of an overpair, anything that might have a 2-pair combination here. So I think there's plenty of value targets. I bet the 60. He does make the call, but he does have the flush. Unfortunately, my opponent does show Queen 7 of clubs, and that means chips are going his way. For this hand, I get 5-5 in the straddle. The flop gives us a set. Awesome. I'm going to check it over. The original raiser bets 15. It goes call, and I'm going to call as well. I definitely can raise here, but because we're multi-way, I want to see one more card before I make that decision. The turn is the ace of clubs. This is a perfect card to check again, and then go for the check raise when he bets. Unfortunately, checks through. That is not ideal. The river is the 10 of clubs. There's a lot of hands better than ours that got there, but once again, we're going to be willing to value own ourselves. Put a bet out there that is probably going to be called or raised by worse, but it's also how you get value from a hand like Ace X that's a little scared of the board. My opponent, Amit, shows 2-3 of clubs. Oh no. We end up paying him off here with the bet. He ends up scooping this one. But Amit, great talking with you, man. It was a lot of fun to meet you at the table. For this hand, we have pocket kings. Got 400 in the stack. I raised to 20 over a limp. And the button and the big blind both call. The flop is king, queen, deuce, shablasmo. We've got the set. There's a club draw on board. There's straight draws on board. Time to take the table to Value Town. Let's start it off with a small bet. I bet 35, but both fold. No. Oh well. This hand is a fun one. There's an open, then there's 3 callers. Comes around to me. I don't do a good job of checking my cards here, but I have king, queen, offsuit. I think this is a fold, or with all that dead money on the table, you go for the squeeze, and that's what we do. We make it $75. 2 players still make the call. So we're headed to a flop, which is king high. King 6-7 rainbow. This board looks amazing. And then now a player leads out. He's probably got a king. That's fine. We have a king as well. We're going to call this bet one time and see what happens. Now Pierre, who's sitting at the end of the table here out of shot, decides he's going to move all in. All in? All in? What are you calling $75 with that wants to move all in? Probably ace-king. He probably had ace-king, opened it up, and makes the call instead of going for the 4-bet. That makes a lot of sense. I'm beat by ace-king. So when the other player folds, I don't really have many choices. If he doesn't have ace-king, he probably has 6s or 7s. I reluctantly have to lay this one down. I don't really have any options. I'm not going to play for $500 with a weak top pair. So I do fold. Later when we talked, Pierre begrudgingly told me that he wasn't super proud of it, but he made a call with 6-7 suited just to see if he could hit a money flop. Well, got what he was looking for and made quite a bit of money on this hand. Nice hand, sir. Nice hand. For this one, I have a very short-stacked opponent. I have king, queen of spades. He has ace-9 of hearts. He jams. I call. Let's watch it.
Queen jack.
Ace-9 suited, king, queen suited. All right.
I had queen jack, so you know one of your queens are gone.
It's not good. Don't tell me that.
Oh, yes. Land the king. Come on, no ace. 9 is fine. We are good. Spot down.
Now I end up 3-betting a short stack. He moves all in. That's what I was hoping he would do. I call. Let's watch the run out. I have ace, queen.
Is he recording it?
Ooh, that's not good. Does that help you?
Can't be good.
Anthony A, Tony.
I think I missed.
Okay. This hand, there's a raise to 15, then a 3-bet to 50. I'm on the button with ace-king suited. I'm going to make the jam over a $150 stack. He makes the call, and here's the run out.
I need club. All right. Nice hand.
He shows aces. He's taking this one down. You might remember Pierre from the 6-7 king hand. This is him again. He's made another move. I've been bullying the table. Every time I have a chance to squeeze on the button, or I'll straddle and then try to squeeze when everybody makes the call. He's noticed that and is now going to take advantage. He makes the move and jams all in after I squeeze. Bad news for him. I have pocket kings, so unless he has the goods, it's going to get interesting. I am tempted. There's a part of me that thinks, man, we're playing 1-3. Is anybody really going to push back just because they're recognizing that? If anyone would, I think it'd probably be Pierre. He seemed fairly observant. Shout out to you, man. I know you were playing a pretty solid game there. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, but I end up making the call. Let's watch.
All right, this guy just put me to the test for all my chips. I'm sure he has aces.
Last call.
He's got a big old smile on his face.
1-3-1, last call.
We're gonna call. Let's go. Oh, really?
I mean, I got out, I guess.
All right,
Mark M, 1-3-1, Mark M.
Don't show me a 4. All right, I'm feeling pretty good now.
Feeling pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Day number 4, Jess and I sat at the same table. We played a bunch of hands. Jess bluffed the crap out of me. Tell him about it, Jess. Tell him about it.
Well, you know, we're in the blinds, and we agreed mutually that we were not going to chop. We were going to go to war. And so I look down at my hand, and I have the beautiful 2-3 offsuit, otherwise known as the dirty diaper. And I'm like, this is fate, man. This is it. So, you know, he limps, and I'm having none of it. I opened a 15. He calls, you know, and we get a we get a board texture that's not so great for the preflop raiser 7-8-9. He checks to me, and in theory, I should probably check behind a lot.
Well, announcing that this hits my range really hard.
Right. So I decide to continue, bet 15. He calls. On the turn, we have a queen. It looks like it hits me more than him. So he checks. I bet 45. He calls, and then the river is a king. So I'm like, well, that's another great card to bluff out, you know, for my range, and let's put him to the test. He checks. I bet 100. I have a nervous seizure at the table, waiting for him to make his decision. So we're talking through the whole time. And what happened?
Yeah, so I have queen 4, and my plan when I called on the flop was like 7-8-9. I have all these 2 pairs. I have straights. I'm gonna blast him on the turn when he goes for it. Well, I got some showdown value, and I'm like, I have top pair now, so like I'm just gonna check call, and they're like, let's throw that out the window. And then when he blasts again, and he's so nervous, it was like you were beyond a regular amount of nervous. Like a regular amount of nervous is like, okay, he's got a bluff, but it was so nervous. I was like, did he just hit a monster? And he's so excited he can't wait to show it to me.
Yeah.
I felt like I should have called, but I was like, it's Jess, I'll fold. I folded and got some terrible news. Awesome play. I decided I'm not going to film any hands tonight. I'm going to play some PLO now. Just take the last night off and chill. I'm going to have some more hands that I'll put together tomorrow. I'll hopefully do a little bit of filming before I fly out. My flight's in the evening, so we'll have a day 5. But I'm just going to relax, enjoy myself, play some hands, and yeah, thanks. Hope you've been enjoying this. All right, so I did have one hand of PLO that I ended up breaking the camera out for. We were already on the flop. I flopped a set of queens here. There's a check. I bet. The player to my left calls. The player behind him now moves, check raises all in. I repot it, and the player to my left ends up making the call. So now we're 3 ways all in, and they ask to run it twice. I say, sure, whatever you guys want to do. I feel pretty far ahead here. If they end up drawing out on me, so be it. But I am hoping to at least realize half this pot. Let's watch the run out.
Twice it is.
Okay, I have the smallest part of the pot, so it just comes through like first one's me. Second one's me. Not me. Oh, wow.
4 house on the top, 4 house on the bottom. Yes.
My opponent thought that he had won. He had queen 4, so he says first board is me because he's got 4s full of queens. Then hits it a second time and says second one is me. I show him the queens, and now he knows the bad news. Says, oh, so this one is ours. We take down all the chips, and it turns into this beautiful chip stack. Total profit on the day here, $1,243, and it basically put us even for the trip. That means day 5 will decide whether or not we have a winning or a losing trip. Let's hope we can run it up. Stay tuned. See you next time. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this and you're up for helping the channel out, like it and sub it below. See you for the next one.